Pause. 2. S. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that many of us find challenging, building a healthy relationship with our in-laws. Before we start navigating tricky waters, let's understand why boundaries are so crucial in maintaining harmony. Pause. 2. S. Boundaries are like invisible lines that define our personal space, values, and comfort zones. They are essential for protecting our well-being and fostering mutual respect. Without clear boundaries, relationships can become strained, leading to misunderstandings and conflicts. Pause. 2. S. Imagine trying to build a house without a solid foundation. It wouldn't stand for long, would it? Similarly, boundaries are the foundation of any healthy relationship. They help us communicate our needs and expectations clearly, ensuring that everyone feels respected and valued. Pause. 2. S. In-law relationships can be particularly tricky because they involve blending different family cultures and traditions. It's like merging two different worlds. But with the right approach, it's possible to create a harmonious and respectful dynamic. Pause. 2. S. So before we dive into navigating those tricky waters, let's focus on understanding and establishing healthy boundaries. This is the first step towards building a stronger, more respectful relationship with your in-laws. Pause. 2. S. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and advice on managing relationships with your in-laws. Let's begin this journey together. Are you struggling to build a healthy relationship with your in-laws? Let's face it, folks. In-law relationships can be a real doozy. They're like a dance. Sometimes you're in sync, other times you're stepping on each other's toes. It's not always easy, but it's important. These are the people who raised your spouse. They're family now, whether you like it or not. I've seen it time and time again on my show, couples struggling with in-law issues. It's more common than you might think. The good news? There's hope. With the right tools, you can turn this relationship around. It all starts with boundaries and respect. These are the keys to harmony. Now I know what you're thinking. Dr. Phil, my in-laws are impossible. Hold on there. Nobody's impossible. Difficult maybe, but not impossible. We're going to tackle this head on. We'll learn how to set those boundaries. We'll build that respect. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Remember, you're not alone in this. Many people struggle with in-law relationships. It's normal, but normal doesn't mean you have to put up with it. You have the power to change things, to make your family life better. So let's roll up our sleeves and get to work. We've got some relationships to fix. All right, let's talk boundaries. They're not walls. They're not meant to keep people out. Think of them as guidelines. They show others how to treat you. They're the foundation of any healthy relationship. Without them, things can get messy real quick. Imagine a house without walls. Chaos, right? That's what a relationship without boundaries looks like. Everyone's stepping on each other's toes. Nobody knows where they stand. It's a recipe for resentment. And let me tell you, resentment is a relationship killer. I've seen it destroy families on my show time and time again. Now, boundaries with in-laws are extra important. Why? Because these relationships can be tricky. There's a lot of history there, a lot of emotions. Without clear boundaries, it's easy for in-laws to overstep. They might not even realize they're doing it, but that doesn't make it okay. Here's the thing about boundaries. They're not just for you, they're for everyone. They help your in-laws too. How? By giving them clear guidelines. They'll know what's okay and what's not. It takes the guesswork out of the relationship. And that, my friends, is the first step towards mutual respect and understanding. Let's get down to brass tacks. What are your limits? What's okay and what's not? These are questions you need to answer, and you need to be honest with yourself. Don't worry about what others might think. This is about you and your family. Start by thinking about what bothers you. Is it unexpected visits, unsolicited advice about your kids, comments about your career? Write it all down. Don't hold back. This is your chance to really reflect on what's not working for you. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers here. Everyone's boundaries are different. Now let's flip the script. What do you want your relationship with your in-laws to look like? Maybe you want scheduled visits instead of surprise drop-ins. Perhaps you'd like them to ask before giving advice. Or maybe you just want them to respect your parenting decisions. Whatever it is, jot it down. Here's a pro tip: involve your spouse in this process. After all, these are their parents we're talking about. They might have insights you haven't considered. Plus, it's crucial that you're on the same page. A united front is key when dealing with in-laws. So sit down together, compare notes, and come up with a game plan that works for both of you. All right, you've identified your boundaries. Now comes the tricky part: communicating them. I know it can feel awkward. You might worry about hurting feelings, but remember, clear communication is key to any healthy relationship. It's not about being mean. It's about being honest and respectful. Start with I statements. Instead of saying you're always butting in, try I feel overwhelmed when there's unexpected input about our parenting. See the difference? One puts people on the defensive. The other opens up a conversation. It's all about how you phrase it, folks. Timing is everything. Don't wait until you're frustrated to speak up. That's a recipe for conflict. Instead, choose a calm moment, maybe over coffee or during a family dinner. Make sure everyone's relaxed and open to conversation. And remember, this isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing dialogue. Now here's the kicker: be prepared for some pushback. Your in-laws might not love these new boundaries at first. That's okay. Stand your ground, but do it with kindness. Explain why these boundaries are important to you. Help them understand that this isn't about pushing them away. It's about creating a healthier relationship for everyone involved. Section 5. Building bridges, fostering respect with your in-laws. Now that we've set those boundaries, let's talk about building respect. Because boundaries without respect, that's just a recipe for more conflict. We want harmony, folks. We want a family that gets along. So how do we get there? It starts with understanding. Try to see things from your in-laws' perspective. They raised your spouse. They probably have strong opinions about family life. That doesn't make them right, but it explains where they're coming from. Understanding doesn't mean agreeing. It just means you're making an effort to see the whole picture. Here's a powerful tool: appreciation. Find things to genuinely thank your in-laws for. Maybe it's for raising your spouse or for helping out with the grandkids. Whatever it is, express your gratitude. It goes a long way in building goodwill. And goodwill, that's the foundation of respect. Now, respect is a two-way street. You've got to give it to get it. So model the behavior you want to see. Listen when they speak. Acknowledge their feelings, even if you disagree. Show interest in their lives. These small acts add up. They show your in-laws that you value them as people. And when people feel valued, they're more likely to value you in return. Handling conflicts constructively. Conflicts will happen. It's part of family life. The key is how you handle them. Stay calm, take a deep breath, count to 10 if needed. The goal isn't to win, it's to find a solution. Listen, really listen. Understand the real issue. Use we language. It invites collaboration. Section 7. The art of compromise. Finding middle ground. All right, let's talk compromise. It's not a dirty word, folks. In fact, it's essential for family harmony. Compromise doesn't mean giving in. It means finding a middle ground where everyone feels heard and respected. It's an art, and like any art, it takes practice. Start by identifying what's truly important to you. What are your non-negotiables? These are the things you won't budge on. Maybe it's how you discipline your kids, or your holiday traditions. Whatever it is, be clear about it. But here's the key. Be willing to flex on everything else. Now listen to what's important to your in-laws. What do they really care about? Maybe they want more time with the grandkids, or they have certain family traditions they want to keep alive. Understanding their priorities can help you find areas where you can meet in the middle. Here's a technique I often use: the trade-off. If you give a little in one area, ask for something in return. For example, we're happy to come for Sunday dinner every other week. If you can respect our decision to spend Christmas with my side of the family this year, it's not about keeping score. It's about finding solutions where everyone wins a little. Remember, compromise isn't about one side winning, it's about the relationship winning. Section 8. Maintaining boundaries, regular check-ins, and positive interactions. Setting boundaries is just the start, folks. The real work, that's in maintaining them. It's like a garden. You can't just plant the seeds and walk away. You've got to tend to it, water it, prune it when needed. The same goes for your boundaries with in-laws. Regular check-ins are key. Sit down with your spouse and discuss how things are going. Are the boundaries working? Do they need tweaking? Don't wait for problems to arise, be proactive. Maybe have a family meeting every few months. Include your in-laws in these discussions when appropriate. It shows them you value their input. Now here's something crucial. Don't let your interactions revolve around boundaries. That's a surefire way to create tension. Instead, focus on positive interactions. Plan fun family activities. Share meals together. Create new traditions. These positive experiences build goodwill. They make it easier to address any issues that come up. Remember, flexibility is important. As your family changes, your boundaries might need to change too. Maybe you were strict about unannounced visits when your kids were babies. But now that they're older, you might be more open to spontaneous grandparent drop-ins. Be willing to reassess and adjust as needed. It shows your in-laws that you're committed to making the relationship work. Section 9. The role of your spouse. A united front. Your partner is not just a bystander, they're your dance partner. You need to be in sync. Communication is key. Be honest but kind. Present a united front. Boundaries should be communicated by your spouse. It shows decisions made together. Consistently enforce boundaries. Remember, you're a team. You're in this together. Section 10. Harmony at last, reaping the benefits of boundaries and respect. All right, folks, we've covered a lot of ground. All this hard work pays off. Big time. Clear boundaries and mutual respect change everything. Family gatherings become enjoyable. In-laws become valuable family members. You're setting an example for your kids, teaching them the value of boundaries. Healthy relationships with in-laws are possible. Family is precious. The rewards are waiting for you.